Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Midnight Ride with Gray Man Prepping. How's everybody doing out there? Let me go over here and make sure I said hi to everybody in the chat and here and check everything out here. So, first one in this evening was Shady Hill Homestead, followed by Sue Me, and I just saw Sue Me over on Cold War Preppers. He actually he was doing the book review tonight, and he actually had the author up there with him. Let's see, had Chick Acres. That's Mark is in here. Then Walt Rogers came in next. Troop 1351. It's been a member for 17 months, and they had like number 7. Rebel Canner said like number 8, and still without power. She's been without power for a while here. Mother Earth Garden Club came in. She says got about 37,000 out of power here at the T-storm that blew through. Winds, crazy winds. Thankfully not her house, and that's in Minnesota. Let's see who's next coming in here. Make sure I don't miss anybody else. Caitlin Strang came in. Daniel Berry Sports Highlight. Everyone reporting, so some were reporting the number of ads they were getting. Tammy says that the houses on both sides of them have powers. Hers went out, and maybe one other ones that are still out, so different lines. There's one I missed. Aiden Ears here from across the pond. Tibor's in the house. Grammy Karen. Lewis, it's the Marshmallow Man. Howie's here, Food Forest Permaculture. Took by V's here. You only missed the countdown. That's okay. And let's see who else we got here. Everyone's talking back and forth. And Mark says currently in a random band of T-storms. You probably got enough rain to make a remaining tomato split. Yeah. Let's see. Suludine is here from Utah. And everyone's talking good. Duncan 1900 Homestead is here. Hey, Brenda. Muskoka Oma. It just came over from Lee's live stream. And Tammy Harder just came over from Lee's live stream as well. Everyone's saying hi to everybody else. Yep, I've been seeing a few of those around too. Just trying to keep up here on the shout cam. Finally caught down there. All righty. Okay. So, got a couple things going tonight. I'm going to next week we're going to be talking about a specific scenario for most of the night. Tonight I'll give you the heads up highlights on it, and everybody can make notes for it for next week. And first, let me get rid of that and bring up the news from California, and we'll go over that. And I forgot, I got to change the banner here. Warning, you're entering the no fantasy, no fear porn, no Kool-Aid drinking, no couch camping, no Cheeto eating zone. Okay. All right, let's get back over here. And so, all right. So what we have here is the first of, what do we got? 2, 4, 6, 7 news headlines here to cover real quick. 3 of which are from the Epic Times newsroom, not from Martinez Patch, specifically for California here. So this one here, California parents outraged over school district's $189,000 mediation deal to a company they did not research. Somebody got a kickback. Hey, Glenn, How to Garden's in the house. All right, so let me open this up so I can give you and oh, Kaylin sent me this one. So Kaylin sent me this one here. And this was yeah, the Mountain View School District, which is Mountain View's down towards San Jose from San Francisco. Anyways, it's Santa Clara County or San Jose County, one of the counties down there. Let me open this one up. This is, you know, this whenever I read it, it's just like I just so wanted to go over there and slap somebody silly. So the Mountain View parents are outraged by the school district's $189,000 mediation deal. The parents showed up to school board outraged to express their frustration last Thursday evening after finding out the school district signed the school approved contract for which they described as 160 guideline meditation guideline mediation sessions for district leadership team members. Somebody got a kickback. So the agreement was with Alicia Diggs Chives, owner of Blue Violet Energy and a self-described energy healer. Sounds like California to me. Hey, Holly, how's it going? Holly just came over. And yeah, and so and anyways, this is supposed to help the Blue Violet Energy's services are designed to, quote, help leaders manage and reduce daily stress levels that negatively impact their well-being, and therefore the effectiveness in their role, unquote. People, be involved in your local political things, whether it's cities, counties, school districts, water districts, whatever kind of elected positions there are, be involved with those meetings and make sure they know they are being watched. If the Mountain View school district had people watching them, they probably never would have entered into this and wasted $189,000 of money that's supposed to go to the teaching the students. Jeez. All right, let's go on beyond that one. Okay, I talked about this a little bit on Monday night with Tammy and Mark when we were talking about canning applesauce and apple juice on the Midnight Ride, on the Monday Night Fireside Chat. Apple juice product has been recalled in 25 states due to arsenic levels, and it's been expanded since that original one went out. The company that processed this stuff is called Refresco, Refresco, RESCO, Refresco. There you go, Refresco. And in the first article here, it was they mainly dimed out it being sent out to Walmart under great value, but evidently some of it went to Costco's under I can't remember. I just saw someone else's little blip on it on one of the reels about it, and it so before you buy any apple juice from Costco, you may want to go Google the Refresco apple juice froze. The Refresco apple juice recall and get all the information. Find out exactly what the brand is. Costco is pulling them. You may have, thing is to just check if you bought any apple juice from Costco in the last month. You may want to find out if it's involved in this, and then take it back to Costco to get your money back. And same thing with the great value apple juice from Wally World. Just double checking here. All right, Ferocious just came in, or Ferocious, however you pronounce it. Yeah, you're so right, Ferocious. All juices have gotten so expensive. It's just insane. And cost wise, it's cheaper to get the frozen concentrate and make it. So that's what I'm doing for the grandkids now. Instead of buying it in the half-gallon jugs, I'm just getting the frozen concentrate. Even that's getting expensive. Excellent, Holly. Oh, wrong one. There we go. She only buys local apple cider. Yep. And homemade root beer from the Amish. Cool. Yeah, I'm going to be talking about that here in a minute, Tibor. That's on here. In fact, I'll just bump up where to go. Okay, another email just came out on this one here today, so I'll jump up to that one for you. So there's 9 dead in the listeria outbreaks, and from the Boar's Head plant. Bugs and mold have been found in an intensive inspection of it. And let's go and see what else actually has in here on it. Okay, this is the Boar's Head plant in Virginia, where inspectors found dozens of violations. So it says dead and live bugs, mold, and mildew, according to records released by the U.S. Department of Agriculture inspectors. 9 people have died. 57 have been hospitalized after being infected with listeria from the suspected boar head deli meats. The CDC put out on Wednesday. 2 people died in South Carolina, 1 each in Florida, New Mexico, Tennessee, New York, Illinois, New Jersey, and Virginia. Yeah. So there's an in-depth story. If you guys get you just look up the latest on the Boar's Head listeria outbreak, and you'll get an article on it. All right, what else do I got over here on this monitor? We have breaking news. This is another one from Epic Times here. Breaking: Trump adds RFK Jr. to transition team. So that's another one that goes, no, we don't want anybody, a member that is a member of the current administration, to come back again. We'd rather have Mr. Trump, and they've gone over to his side. Kind of reminds me of what Ronald Reagan did back when it was in the 60s, when he shucked off the blue coat and put on the red coat. All right, next one here we have, it's coming out, folks. Updated Red Dragon jab has been approved. And then the headline on this says, what to know and how to get one in California. Don't. The criminal Dr. Fauci has, or Dr. Fascist has been, was interviewing, and he has had 6 boosters, and he got sick again. Ooh, what they're not telling you is if you get the jab, it lowers your ability not to get it. Yeah, it basically makes it easier for you to get it and then, later on, and that's they're finding that, and they're still, they're still trying to silence the doctors that are coming out with that information. Let's see. All right. I'm just kind of looking at the comments here, making sure I'm not falling behind here too much on it. All right, everybody's talking good. Okay. Yeah. I've noticed what brands have been changing where the products are coming from as well. So you don't assume it's the same old, same old. Yeah. What you should also do is look on the label for anything come from China, because I know in California, a lot of stuff has the I can't remember the law about the chemical warning, like the lead for lead and stuff. This product contains chemicals known to the state of California to contain chemicals that can cause cancers. Yeah. Hey, Shawnee. So several of the things coming from China have a high lead content in it. Oh yeah, don't forget shrinkflation. Yeah, everything shrinks down. All right. The captain's lurking. Of course, there are trainers in the house. All right. Several things here I'm looking out here that are okay. COVID lockdown. Okay. Also in California, Steve might be interested in this one. In certain areas, they're doing door-to-door inspections prompted by the return of an invasive mosquito species. And let me get down here. It is the known as the, I can't even pronounce it. That's Aedes aegypti, yeah, whatever. Aegypti mosquito. In Contra Costa County, it's up. They're centering on that in this story here because that's what this thing is near. But it's also up in San Joaquin County, Sacramento County, Napa County, Sonoma County, a bunch of other counties up in anywhere in the Central Valley as well. I'm not sure which counties are receiving inputs. I'm looking here for it, see if I can find it here. Found it in one of their West Nile virus surveillance traps, but get off those ads off there. Oh, the mosquitoes were introduced into Southern California more than 10 years ago. Henceforth, they have moved from Southern California all the way up to Shasta County in Northern California and are established in 24 California counties. Because these mosquitoes lay sticky eggs, they can easily be transported to new areas to reduce the risk of these things, these mosquitoes. The district says it's important to dump any standing water in front and backyards and scrub the inside of the containers to remove any possible sticky mosquito eggs. So it won't be long before they get transported out of the state of California to other states that may or may not have them. And so, yeah, they may be spreading around that way there. Invasive species from other countries. All right. 2 items from the Supreme Court. These are the last 2 ones. One is breaking news. Supreme Court keeps keeps block on Biden's new student loan relief plan, i.e. pass the cost of the stupid students who got loans that they, so they could party while they're doing stuff, not actually learning, but some of them were learning some things, and pass the cost of those student loans on to the hardworking taxpayers. Yeah. And ticks are running rampant in Ohio and a lot of other states too. Yeah. The last news item here, go ahead and finish that off. I did not get a news email on it because the left-run mainstream media outsources are hiding most of it. Is I forget which court it is. One of the courts has deemed the federal law, something or other, subsection O, I remember that much of it, as unconstitutional. That means that possessing a machine gun, banning the possession of a machine gun is unconstitutional. So they're going to be scrambling to rewrite laws and stuff on that. But, so the fight's going to be on that one. And this lower federal court is, I haven't seen anything on it, but they're expecting the appeal to go forward by the government. All right. Has anyone heard about the wayward water buffalo escaped its owner's property and has been captured and is getting vet care? The owner may be charged. Yeah, I can see why the owner might be charged if their water buffalo gets out and they got to give it care for some reason. Okay, I'm not even going to touch that one comment. You guys can read it. I'm not going to repeat it up here. On the better side, let's see. So the Dean, so far I have canned beans, dilly beans, peas in the freezer, marinara, extremely hot salsa, 4 batches of jam, 7 quarts of pie filling, having a blast. Woo! All right. Hey, Mark.
Hey.
So I think that's a good transition point here for something real quick here. Dean is doing a lot of canning. If you can't grow stuff, visit a farmer's market, buy fresh stuff, support farmers, support them so they don't have to throw away any of the vegetables they brought to the farmer's market because they've been sitting out, because they don't want to have to haul them back or whatever, and they're not going to be able to sell them, between now and the next farmer's market. Support them. That way you get some good vegetables, and then you can do your own canning of these non-contaminated foods.
just watch out with the farmers markets, especially in cityscapes. A lot of them, you just see truckloads of boxed vegetables and stuff and apples and that show up, and they all have the same boxes, and they're not their apples or their fruit or their vegetables. They just buy them in bulk, and then they resell them, and they call it farm fresh, but they're not.
Yeah.
So
check.
Ask them, like, hey, where's your farm? I mean, I'd love to come visit it. Oh, well, it's 400 miles from here. It's like, oh, you trucked all this stuff all the way here? No, you had it delivered by some produce company so you could resell it. Yeah, don't buy that because it's garbage.
Check. Get to know the farmers there. You can tell the real the real local farmers from the importing farmers.
The guy I deal with every Wednesday here at the Elks Club, I've been to his farm. It's a family farm, like a multi-family farm. He's like 18 miles away. he let me take the crates home. I said I need a half a bushel of apples and a half a bushel of pears, and I said I'll bring your crates back. He's like, I know you will. He just gives me the crates, and I put them in a truck and I take them home, and I'll bring them back to him next Wednesday, and he'll probably be like, "What do you want me to fill it with this time?"
Yeah. Having developing a relationship with the local farmers and stuff is very important. All right. How will you be selling anything from any of your food forests?
They probably want like $500 for a 4x4 spot to set up. What's up, Lewis?
Yeah. What's up, Mark? Hey, Gil.
Hey. All right. Got something here I want to go over because for next Thursday here. So while everybody's here, I can get something planned out here. Let me see if I can bring this up right so I'm gonna have to shift this over to the other side here so I can get it over here so I can read it and still control what's going on up here. Okay. All right. So this is an email from one of my subscribers, channel members. Yeah, and actually, I'm not going to go into any more information than that. The title of the email was "How Bad Can It Get Before Twaki? China, New York City, California." Literally, that is the subject line on the email. Hey, Don's in the house. WD Glock and Roll. All right. Basically, and then there's a warning down. There's got the first paragraph. It would be a good title for a discussion. I have a video at the conclusion of Deterioration Society and of civility and order in China. Came up on my feed yesterday at the bottom, in the link at the bottom. So I have the link to that. She goes, you clearly know about California, and she names another YouTuber, Cash Jordan, is doing some good coverage on New York City, on the crime, homelessness, and migrant cases. Jeremiah Babe, YouTube does have quite a few videos showing the homeless crisis and collapse of the economy in California. Then she gives me a warning. Run on paragraph rant warning. And goes on and several things talking about different things happening and some of the things seen in China. China's quote, China is massively overbuilt in the housing market. Even better built homes are collapsing in value. So real estate investors are underwater. Others invested their life savings into their children's education, but their children can't even begin to pay their parents back. College educated young people need connections to get a job. Even top scores on civil service exams won't get you a job if you don't know someone. Otherwise, they often become delivery drivers, live streamers. Then it says in quote, lie flat, whatever that means. Someone could explain that one to me. Or go home to live off their parents, or become homeless. Currently estimated 45% unemployment for recent college grads. I guess that part's here in the United States. Foreign investors are taking businesses elsewhere. Like Foxconn took some of its good paying jobs to India. Government has been seeing clawing back some unemployment payment checks go back 15 years in tax collections. So there's all sorts of screwy things going on. We now see people living in desperate and stealing like it's New York City, and it has a video of people breaking into stores there in New York and stuff.
Yeah, well, some of that stuff I'm sure China doesn't report like they normally do.
Yeah.
Because it happens everywhere, not just in the States. It happens in Canada here too. You know, we got. I don't know how bad it is, but I'm sure it's not as bad as the southern border at Mexico.
Yeah.
But we got immigration or whatever up here too. You know, the Amazon, the drivers, they're Indians. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't mean to be racist, right? But they're working Amazon, right? And on Sundays and everything else, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's coming. Even the homelessness up here, you know, it's getting bad.
Yeah.
Not bad, but since the Red Dragon, it's gotten worse, and even same thing with the drugs. Some of the drugs out there, like the fentanyl and the newer stuff, right?
Yeah.
You know, it just is not as reported up here in Canada as it is in the States, right? Because I don't want to say anything bad about the States, but
lost Mark.
the States, the way I see it, is there's such a large number and a certain land mass, and it's going to be reported more.
Yeah. Thank you, Walt. Yeah, Walt and several others have been sending me, instead of doing the super chats, because YouTube's taking 60 to 70% of the super chat instead of just 30%, have been sending me Amazon gift cards to help support some of my giveaways and other stuff too here. So I appreciate that, Walt. Yeah. So anyways, so next Thursday night, the main topic for the night is going to be, here he is back.
I tapped the wrong button. I looked, that was like, where'd my screen go? Oh, crap. I tapped this X. Whoops.
Yeah. So basically next Thursday, and this may go on for a couple Thursdays, we're going to be talking about this, is how bad can it get before we hit SHTF or Tawaki? And
it's pretty brutal, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There are, because remember, to be either, there are 4 levels: simple emergencies, life-changing events or life-altering events, SHTF, and Tawaki. For the last 2, federal government has to fail. It can be short as 6 months, it can be a year or 2 or longer, but federal government's going to fail mostly, and state governments are probably going to fail all too. Your small town governments will probably stay intact, but big cities like Los Angeles, New York, those are going to go down the tubes too. So
I think the U.S. government's already failed. It's like a bumblebee.
No. When I mean failed, I don't mean failed in their duties. I mean fail as in unable to function at all.
Well, we're close. It's like a bumblebee. Yeah. The only reason why he can fly is because nobody told him he can't. That's why the government still runs.
Yeah, exactly. Ferocious. That's what. It can be a long, slow drag, like happened to the Romans. It took a century for them to go. So.
Yeah, but that was a long time ago, where news, internet, and all that lovely stuff that we got now wasn't around. Yeah. And I think if it were to start happening, it'd be not necessarily over something like the Red Dragon, but the Red Dragon, when people are starting to fight over toilet paper and stuff like that, it won't be too much longer after that, because it affected everything.
Yeah, one of the things that the slow, in my mind, the slow drop off, you're gonna, you're seeing it's going to be economical, and that's what we're seeing bits and pieces right now. As the economics get worse, and people are realizing that their white collar college degrees aren't going to get them anywhere, there's going to be and the problem is they're not realizing, and the newer generations coming up, in high school right now and junior high, getting ready to go to college, aren't realizing no college. Give me a trade school where I can learn a blue collar trade and I have skills that I can use no matter what. They don't know that yet, and we need to get that out there. If they don't get that going, the gap of the blue collar skills is going to get worse. And when things start falling apart, there's not going to be having the knowledge to fix everything everywhere. And that's going to be the problem. What did R2D say? Yeah, and birth rate is down and no. For certain, I don't want to trigger the analog here, or the IAI, the artificial. It is
the birth rate is down for U.S. citizens. I posted that.
Okay,
we'll go there.
not that way. But it's also up too.
Yeah.
If you break out the demographics, there's the safe word. The demographics of the U.S. birth rate, some areas are way down. Some other areas are up. So even though the overall is down, this one's way down and this one's up enough where it's concerning, because this one here, that's all I'm going to say. Figure it out for yourself. I don't want to get this suddenly kicked off the live stream. So, but the thing is with our society, once we start, as we're going down, it's going to be like you're going along off this, and it's slippery slope. And so, like, the total collapse, I think it will be sudden in comparison to ancient Rome, but we're going there, and it'll go down and up and down and up, and all the screwy, stupid stuff going on.
Yeah, it'll be slow at first, then all at once.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of things going down.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, because it's always going to go up and down, and that's been proven over the years.
Yeah.
All right, and once it starts going down, and they'll take one particular thing, and society will just collapse in on itself.
Yeah.
It'll start on a Wednesday or Thursday, and by Friday it'll be like, oh, there's a slight glitch in the banking system, and we'll be back by Monday, and then it won't be.
Yeah. My nephews, my nephews all did trade job type stuff or military. Joseph, my favorite nephew. Okay, sorry, Jeffy too. Sorry, Jamal. Sorry, Jeremy, but Joseph's my favorite. He's the one that took it to heart from his dad, and the others are kind of following along too. And he's making more than his dad did, doing the same thing, but he's gone from the private sector. I mean, from a construction company to a government job as an inspector for the East Bay Municipal Utility District, also known as East Bay MUD, and his kids are doing the same thing as they grow up. They are learning, trade school. So let's see. Yeah, Micro promotes the trades. He's also there are several videos out there on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook Reels and stuff where he's talking about the problem. And there's the schools for the last
20 years,
40 years have been eliminating wood shop, metal shop, auto shop, any type of training in school for a person to do hands-on jobs, because this is beneath you. You want to stay in the educational system and get a college degree. So many people with college degrees will be underwater for 20 years, easy.
That's almost the same thing with the trades. Not all trades, but some trades. I'm only speaking for the housing industry, like construction and that, right? because you'll get like the government wants to build X amount of homes in the next 5 or 10 years, right? And people are doing good, but that once that 5 or 10 years is up, you might go through a slow patch. So to have a backup plan or 2 or 3 trades or something in your back pocket would be nice for those slower times, right?
Yeah. Okay, what do we got here? Okay, Caitlin says my own cousin was in the Air Force, worked on fighter jets. She was the family auto mechanic before she went into basic. Yeah, and when she gets out, she'll still have the knowledge of, basic automotive stuff, and then she'll have a whole bunch of other skills to apply to it too. Let's see here. Yeah, 3 years of firewood here. Oh, I got more. I got like 5 years of firewood out there now.
You got like 25 years of firewood, but shut up.
Don't say that.
Hey, and so long as I have the natural gas and propane, it's going to be a lot more like 25 years, of firewood.
Don't say that. We could have a couple of harsh winters and that 25 years, okay, you burn, say, I don't know, 5 cords a year, right? Well, one of those years a couple of those years you might be burning a little bit more than that because it's colder or it's longer.
Oh, like a summer without a sun type of year. Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
No, I'm not saying necessarily that. It could just be a bad winter where, say, today's winters are the middle of November to the middle of, say, April, yeah. But it starts middle of October.
All of a sudden, it starts a couple weeks earlier, nastier, and lasts a couple weeks longer, and also nastier.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Or it's just instead of like minus 15 Celsius to minus 25 Celsius, right? It's minus 20 to minus 40. We get some of those winters up here, and it's a regular routine, I guess, not set, but the winters will have X amount of winters that are okay, some real good, and some real bad. So they tend to do that.
Move this back over here. There we go. Okay. All right. Diana 2's in the house. What on and Tibor's comment here. I'm also going to say is the other requested jobs are going to be like bouncers and muscle protection muscle around, or stores and stuff like that as well too.
All right, I got to ask this question to, I don't know how to pronounce it, Fexorus.
Yeah.
Is that an acronym for like iron, oxide, and rust or something? I've been trying to figure that out for a while. Could you please, I think you might have told us once, but I forget. It's like Fe is iron, Ox, oxide, or are you at rust? I don't know. He'll get to it. He's probably laughing.
Tibor's absolutely right. Security will is always wanted. Exactly.
Yep. Yes, Rusty Dinosaur. There you
Rusty
go.
Dinosaur.
I figured that acronym out. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. All right. One of the things that I think is going to be, I'm going to try to get take that email and put it out in bullet point type stuff so we can cover it more over the next couple of weeks and talk about different things about it. But some of the things here is just going to be so, you got to remember also the powers that be that control the government from behind the curtain are and control and also control mainstream media, so the mainstream media doesn't do any stories about them. are using all their spin doctors and stuff to lie to us about a lot of stuff. So there's a lot of information that people are getting that is totally wrong. And so unless you're listening to the non-mainstream conspiracy news guys, you're not going to know anything.
It's misleading. Yeah, that's it.
Yes, they're giving out false information you can't listen to. We need to be able to control social media so they're not giving out false information that repudiates the narrative. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Night company will get cheaper if it gets cold. Yeah.
The some of the things I've seen that have just totally gone by the wayside here, or not totally gone, but compared to what it used to be back before I got married. I mean, I could find 10 or 12 small engine mechanics that would work on chainsaws, two-stroke motors and stuff all over the friggin' place.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Now I gotta go. Yeah.
You got the two old guys down the street still doing it, wishing they didn't have to do it because their Social Security doesn't pay squat.
Exactly. And there are very few places that are doing it. I did find out that some rental places that rent out, where you can go to rent a wood chipper, wood splitter, chainsaws, weed whackers, the commercial ones and stuff, or scissor lifts. They rent the equipment rental places like that rent to people, not just corporations. They have a person that works on their chainsaws and their leaf blowers and their weed whackers.
Yep.
All their two-stroke motors and stuff, so they can keep renting them out. So, yeah. But normally those guys will not work on a normal person's thing. You can't take your normal stuff into these guys.
Nope. Well, a lot of the stuff.
But you got to learn to backdoor it to those guys. They may be tired of working on the engines. But when they got people coming to them and say, "Hey, can you work on this on this weekend, or can you work on this tonight?" And they will wind up having a side hustle doing the same thing they do at the regular job.
I did that when I was working at Ford. We all had side hustles.
Exactly.
I can get parts cheap. I had the labor, had the tools, had the shop space, had everything I needed. Now it's like most of the equipment that they're working on is good equipment. You can fix it. You can get parts for it. The rest of the garbage we buy at Lowe's, you can't even take it apart without using a hammer and a chisel.
Yeah.
And you can't get parts for it because they're just crap, and you don't want to fix it because they're junk.
All right, Mother Earth Garden Club. Take care. Hope you feel better soon.
I think that's the way of the world now there, Mark. They're making things cheaper and easier to not fix, so you can go and spend $500 on a chainsaw one day. Oh, you broke it because you had to get out of the way and the chainsaw breaks, and you gotta go spend another $500.
Yeah, we're a disposable economy now. Everything's throwaway.
Yeah, and even some of the four-stroke small motors, the same thing. The parts are plastic carbs and stuff like that. I had to deal with that with some of my lawnmowers.
Yep.
But all right.
They work great until they don't.
Yeah. Excellent, Holly. You got a smart son there. And hopefully when he has kids that start getting old enough to learn, he starts teaching them. And that brings something to mind here. Back to this. I've seen several different videos talking about this, little video clip shorts on and stuff about if you can do a side hustle and stuff and fix engines and stuff like that, or do whatever, or if you're a farmer and you got the farm machinery and stuff. They say don't kick your kids out at 18. Start training them as soon as they're able to do a job to start working for you, and pay them. You don't have to be top dollar, but you start paying them, and you start to have them to start saving the money, start teaching them how to do. Howie's leaving too. Good night, Howie. And teaching them how to do stuff so that you can grow your small business with them in it. And rather than kicking them out, you're giving them a job.
Make sure when you pay them, you teach them right after that about how taxes work. And you give them $100, and then you say, "Oh," and you take $40 away from them. And they're like, "What's that for?" That's taxes.
Well, what you do is, instead of taking away from them, we're going to put this in savings where you can't touch it for 10 years or 20 years as your retirement. But when you make so much money, then you're going to have to start paying, depending on your state taxes and federal taxes. Because federal taxes is a higher level than state taxes do for whether you have to pay taxes and stuff. And you teach them that too. And then you also learn yourself about all the tax breaks and stuff for doing stuff like that, and what works better than a 401k is a Roth 401k, or investing into a what's it called here? Hang on, I'm going to look it up for you guys. This is some information for you. Where is it here?
IRA.
No, close. Into a permanent life insurance policy called an IUL, or an index universal life policy, which basically you put the money you put into it can be written off because it's a type investment type stuff.
The only problem with that
payout is tax free.
Yeah,
but you don't have to take it as a death benefit. You can take loans on it tax free. You can invest the money tax free. However, when you die, then that money is just deducted from the payout.
So I'm not a tax guy. I'm not a money guy, but here's the basic. In 1980, if I put $200, which would have bought me, 250 Happy Meals at McDonald's, put that in the bank at 5% interest, and now it's worth $450 today, I can't buy that many Happy Meals anymore. So your numbers go up, but the value of your dollar just took a dump. So maybe invest in something that will never go away, and that's all I'm going to say. Yeah.
And then the thing is too is also on some of these the investment things. Okay. I've been pulling up the links to a bunch of reels here, and talking about Money Protection Lawyer, what he says to do on things. Give your kids a paying job, and putting your house into a trust with a quick claim deed. All these different things you can put money into, like the 529 college plan, which if they don't use it for college, they still don't have to pay taxes on it. And it's tax-free going in. It's non-taxable income going into it. So there's a bunch of these different things to do. So there's and my wife's an accountant, and I've been talking about, I knew about that, but I wasn't sure you wanted to do that. Why didn't you ask me about that? We would have been doing that 35 years ago from day one. But yeah, there is a lot of stuff a lot of people don't understand, and learn yourself, do your own digging on it. But get your kids trained to do blue collar work and is in a skill that is always going to be needed no matter what.
I train one of my daughters to invest in stock, beef stock, chicken stock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and the thing is also with small engine repair and stuff, outboard motors, inboard motors, knowing how to fix those, because if things go down and everybody's trying to fish from the shore, and somebody has a working boat and is able to go out there into the deep water and bring in a lot more fish, who's gonna be the wealthier person going out there bringing the fish? And if he needs to have you work on the boat, guess what you get? You get a bunch of free food.
Yeah, even that, you can travel from one place to another place and got barter and stuff like that with other lands, and then you can bring it back and barter with people where you're from. And
yeah, I don't know where you were, who you were buying your weed from back in 1980, but quarter pound. No, a quarter pound. That was what. Yeah, maybe $100 of Acapulco gold.
Had to be in the city somewhere.
Yeah.
With lots of seeds. Wait, how do I know these things? Oh, wait, forget it.
Yeah. $200 would be an ounce of gold now. Yeah, 2,500. Yeah. But yeah, there are certain things to do. All right. Example. 30. Coming up on 37 years ago. No. All right, 1987. I bought a house for $142,000. We've during ups and downs and stuff, highest we've ever had someone offer us, for because they saw it, because Zillow lists all properties on the thing, was $1,100,000 for it. Now it's $790,000 is the last offer we got for it. And we're going to let them go. It'll probably take a crash dive here again, and when it comes back up again, then we'll probably sell it. Either that, or we'll wind up renting it out and getting a property management company to run it for us. But yeah,
don't worry, you're going to have to pay unrealized tax gain on that soon.
No, we already got that figured out. There is no unrealized tax gain. There's appreciation, and as soon as they do that, we'll run it as a write-off, and we'll be able to write money off and get tax refund on it. My wife's an accountant.
Obviously,
she does our taxes and a few other people's taxes too.
Does she do Canadian taxes?
Huh?
Does she do Canadian taxes?
Nah, she just struggles with California and federal taxes. But yeah, and of course that's only if the camel toe gets into office, where she's been failing as the junior partner for the last 3.5 years. Where is it? Okay, I got to bring something else up here. Where is it? Come on. I hate it when it does that. Got to reset this thing here.
Hey, Moon over Miami.
Okay, it dumped everything out of order. Damn it. Let me make this bigger. I every now and then when I get a problem with something loading, saving one of my memes. Okay, here we go. All right, now it came to the forefront. There we go. Put this over here, and shoot, I'm gonna have to enlarge this up and shrink it down here so you guys can see it. There we go. That'll be $300. I'm sorry, I have to put a few items back. Mom, why'd you put those things back? Mom's face. Okay, you know who she's not voting for. Hey, Moon over Miami. Oh, Oh, there's something wrong with California, Steve? Yeah. All right, let me get rid of that. Let me go to another one here. You'll love this one here.
Yeah, I sent you that one.
Yeah. Steve, you'll love this one, though. It's medicinal. Well, first of all, that's a belt-fed machine gun. But in California, it's belt-fed, so it doesn't matter. It's not magazine-fed.
It's medicinal.
And it's medicinal. It helps me deal with my stress of idiots. Walmart customers are being trained to unload Walmart trucks. Duty start November 6th, according to Camel Toe's version of Build Back Better.
Hey, I sent you one about 25 minutes ago on your Gray Man email.
Yeah. All right, what do we got here? So this is where the powers that be are lying to us. They're blaming salt for what sugar does, blaming fat for what refined carbs do, blaming butter for what margarine, which is a seed oil, does, blaming cholesterol for what inflammation did, blaming eggs for what toast did, blaming bacon for what cereal did. And a couple things I'll point out here. There's some I don't know what they're called, baby doctors. They're saying, wait a minute. The formula that you thought the powder formula that you buy is causing problems for a lot of babies because there's no cholesterol in it. Babies need a high input of cholesterol to get everything firing right and working right.
Yeah, for their brain. The brains need fat, period.
Yeah, they need the cholesterol.
But the doctor's going to say your baby's overweight, so you need to put them on a low-fat or no-fat diet. Yeah, why? So they're stupid?
No, okay. So they can get fatter because they quote no-fat, low-fat diets are high in carbs and put on more weight. And the interesting thing is, brings down for a second. There was a study a fake study that came out of, trying to remember the big university back east.
What, the FDA? Kidding.
No, and they're saying that another study out here. It's linking red meat to cancer. No, it doesn't, because they don't take into account what the other stuff that people are eating. Those that they were checking that were eating red meat were eating McDonald's hamburgers, Wendy's hamburgers. They're eating stuff with a lot of carbs and seed oil in their French fries they were eating, along with their red meat, with their little bit of red meat, with all these big old buns and big old packages of fries and your
GMO lettuce, tomato, and onion and ketchup.
Yeah. So and so when you see a study coming out saying, red meat is causing cancer and heart attacks, the real doctors said, wait a minute, there's nothing in red meat that can trigger cancer or heart attacks.
Well, except for what they're injecting the cows with now, but that's another story.
That's another story, though. But that's not all these studies that are being done. All right, something else here to look at here. Let's see what the next one is. I'm sorry, that's me. When someone said, let me make that bigger so you can really get it. When someone says you're not right in the head, you think?
At least I'm not left in the head.
Exactly. Then it'd be really bad. I may not be right. I'm not right, but I'm not left. Oh, that'd be way worse.
I'll make you a meme for that one. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Oh, yeah. I thought monkeypox was a hoax. Then I saw their face. Now I'm a believer. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I like that one.
We're that old. We know the songs.
Yeah. Well, not everybody's that old, but hey. All right, so I'm gonna make this bigger as far as I can. Scroll down. So Monsanto companies not to buy. Let's see. Aunt Jemima, Aurora Foods, Banquet Foods, Best Foods, Betty Crocker, Bisquick, Cadbury, Campbell's Soups, Capri Sun, Carnation, Chef Boyardee, Coca-Cola, Duncan Hines, Famous Amos, Frito-Lay, General Mills, Green Giant, Healthy
Pretty much
Choice.
everything.
Yeah, these are all owned or partially owned by Monsanto. Oh, who owns Monsanto? Does anybody know that?
BlackRock. Well, BlackRock owns everything. Who owns somebody who eventually owns everybody?
Big Tobacco owns the big food companies. Wait a minute. Big Tobacco also owns most of the pharmaceutical companies.
Wonder why.
Yeah.
Grow your own weed. Sorry. Oh, wait, did I say that? I mean tobacco.
Yeah, Bayer bought out Monsanto and some of the others. So anyways, yeah. Common sense in the 1960s is now hate speech in the 1920s. I'm a father. I'm a he. A father is something you can be. I'm a mother. I'm a she. A mother is something you can be. Yeah. Good thing I still have all these books from when I was a kid and when my kids were kids for my grandsons. And with that one there. Oh, wait, no, wait a minute. I got another one here. I got to put up here, but I got to get it centered right here, so it's right.
Hey, Corsair, I wouldn't eat the bugs either. The bugs are the ones eating the Monsanto plants out in the field.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, which one's good for the environment? Yeah.
But don't worry, Samsung just came out with a new battery that uses like 2 kilograms or a kilogram of silver in it that supposedly charges in 10 minutes. So that battery will cost you $30,000 so you can charge it quicker and still use electric off the grid that we don't have.
Sorry, I missed the comment up here. Brains are overrated. That's that new commercial out there. I was really doing this until I found out about a brain. A brain can kill you of stupidity if you use it.
Unless you're a scarecrow.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I found this out after I don't know if I mentioned this last week or when it was mentioned about at the grocery store, the stuff they're spraying on the vegetables and stuff. This is the stuff they're doing. It's called Produce Max, and this is the most used among all the grocery stores. And it's from Chemstar, and it's Sterilox is the trade name, but the product is called Produce Max. And keep out of the reach of children. This is on the container. Every now and then you'll see. I like.
Yeah, that's the container they have on top of the produce section that mixes with the water and sprays it on your vegetables. Yeah.
Yeah. And then it talks about the stuff it has in it. Concentrated available chlorine, blah, 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 parts. I cut it off the picture over here, but yeah. So the not hydrochloric, it's
hypochlorous acid. Yeah.
Yeah. Contains
that's only 0.45%. And then other ingredients, they must be organic because they're other.
Yeah. Contains 6,000 parts per million of the chlorine. But there's some other stuff in there, the other ingredients that when you take the vegetables home and you soak them in water, the water turns black.
But don't worry, most of those vegetables don't need that stuff because we sprayed a peel on them and it shit never comes off. Well, in your stomach it does. Did I
All
say
right,
that?
I'm sorry, I got one here. I'm sorry, I found it. There's another one I had. I got to share. This goes to the VP candidates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But don't worry, there's tampons in the men's bathroom now.
Yeah. Once elected, I will be a vegetarian. Yeah. All right. Well, all right. We're over the hour here. Let's see what the new comments are down here.
Yeah,
Prepper 101's in the house. Checked off's in the house. Fortunately, my grandsons are asking me to read the books to them. So I'm actually reading books to my grandsons, and the Aiden, who is Aiden was born, so Aiden's will be 8 here in a couple months. He's actually reading some of the books to his brothers as well. So anyways, yeah. Oh, Steve, this one's for you. This one's for you. Top one, what you thought joining the resistance would be like, what it actually looks like. Well, it starts with the bottom one, and if the bottom one fails, then it goes to the upper one.
I like the one, person at a job interview, and the interview says, where do you see yourself in the fall or after the fall? And it took me a minute to realize he was talking about the time of year, not the collapse of society.
Yeah. And then, of course, the Enterprise has one to report to us. We're being hailed, Captain, but it sounds like gibberish. Hang on, let's yeah, it's gibberish. It's gibberish. All right. Okay, so let me get over here to things that are this one over here. Get it up here. All right, coming up here. So tomorrow on Camp Patton Family Compound is sort of talking about garden, but it could be talking about a bunch of other things too. So you guys may be interested. It's called, the topic is A Year Without a Summer. This has happened in the past. It's happened in the past quite, more often than people think. So we're going to be going over what a year without a summer is, what to expect, what can cause it, and the causes are a lot. And so we'll be doing that. So I'm just looking at our comment down in the side chat. All right, Saturday, back here on Grayman Prepping, we're talking about what's with the vegetables in the stores. We talked a little bit out here. We talked a little bit more about it and what you can do about it and stuff like that. But there's more than just the stuff they're spraying on it at the store. Monday on Camp Patton Family Compound with Tammy and Mark. This is Tammy's choice, and it is elderberries and their health benefits. So we're going to talk about that. Tuesday on Grayman Prepping, what is your worst scenario fear? So, what is what is the number one thing afraid that's going to happen that you even if you think you can't prep for? What is your worst case scenario fear? And that's so going to need a lot of input from you guys on Monday. We're going to talk about it. No fear input is, nobody's, fear is what was it? Is like there's no such thing as a stupid question. There's no such thing as a stupid fear because everybody's fear is real to them. Yeah. There was one during the Revolutionary War.
Yep.
There was one during the Revolutionary War, and it was not the year that they were in Valley Forge. I'll give you that clue.
Man, somebody had a bunch of SUVs cruising around and didn't tell anybody.
Yeah. All righty. Let's see. Go look at the Holly's saying good night. All right. Good night, Holly. I'm just reading, catching up on the check. Good point. Rinse vegetables and a little apple cider. Things now, you got to be careful now because some big corporation using certain actors as a front has bought, is buying up some of the mom and pop homegrown apple cider vinegars.
Look up on how to make apple cider. Get yourself some apple trees and make your own apple cider.
Yep. Apple cider, apple juice, and apple sauce, and apple cider vinegar. And we talked about that last Monday.
You grow your own vegetables. You don't have to worry about washing them off except for a little water to get the bird poop off them, maybe.
Well, actually, all right. I know Steve has to worry about it. My wife worries about it in California.
Wow.
The pollution of a lot of cars around and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Thunder's coming again for Kaylin.
Yeah.
No, those weren't conspiracy theories. Those were spoiler alerts.
Yeah, exactly. 1984 was actually a history book for the future.
Yeah. All right, folks. I thank everybody that came in the side chat there that's still around. Lewis, Mark, thanks for coming up here. Everybody, stay safe. Don't go out and do anything foolish. Keep adding to your preps: water, food, medicine, clothing, and knowledge. Add knowledge to your preps and add a skill. Learn a new skill. All right. See you around, everybody. Take care.
Have a good night.